Hello, welcome to Learn English with Technology podcast series. It's episode number 30, and today we're taking a deep dive into how AI can, supercharge your English skills with this tool called DeepSeek.
Yeah, it's exciting to see how AI is moving beyond just those simple translation apps and becoming a true learning partner.
Okay, so let's break down what DeepSeek is exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just another dictionary or grammar checker, right?
Definitely not, no. DeepSeek is more like a personal language coach, and it's powered by AI.
Okay.
So think of it as having a conversation partner who's available 24/7 and who can answer all your questions about English and provide feedback on your writing and even help you practice for those tricky proficiency tests.
Wow, that's a pretty big claim. So can you give me some specific examples of how it works? I'm particularly curious about how it tackles pronunciation, which I know could be a real stumbling block for a lot of English learners.
Yeah, so DeepSeek uses natural language processing to understand all the subtleties of English pronunciation. So let's say you're struggling with the difference between ship and sheep, those minimal pairs.
Right.
DeepSeek can break down the sounds and provide phonetic transcriptions and even suggest exercises to help you distinguish between similar sounds.
That's pretty neat. So it's not just telling you this is the correct pronunciation. It's actually helping you train your ear and your mouth to produce those sounds.
Exactly.
Okay, what about grammar? Because I know a lot of learners, they get tripped up by complex grammar rules.
Yeah.
How does DeepSeek handle that?
So DeepSeek doesn't just flag grammar errors, it explains the rules behind them.
Okay.
So for example, if you make a mistake with conditional clauses, DeepSeek will not only correct the sentence, but also provide a concise explanation of how conditional clauses work, including examples and different variations.
So it's like having a grammar textbook built into the tool,
Mm.
which could be really helpful for understanding the why behind the rules, not just memorizing them.
Exactly. And this approach applies to vocabulary building as well. So DeepSeek goes beyond simple definitions and synonyms. Right.
It can provide example sentences from real-world contexts, which will help you understand the nuances of word usage.
Okay, so if I'm learning a word like serendipity, for example, DeepSeek would show me how it's used in different situations, not just give me a dry dictionary definition.
Precisely. And it can even suggest related words and phrases to expand your vocabulary further.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so we've covered pronunciation, we've covered grammar, we've covered vocabulary, but learning a language is more than just mastering these individual components.
Right.
How does DeepSeek help you put it all together and actually use English in real-life situations?
Well, one of the most exciting features is the conversational practice mode.
Okay.
So you can type in questions or statements as if you're actually talking to someone, and DeepSeek will respond naturally and keep the conversation flowing.
So it's like having a chat with an AI language partner.
Exactly.
Can you give me an example of how that might work?
Yeah, so let's say you want to practice ordering food at a restaurant.
You could type in, "I'd like to order the chicken pasta, please." And DeepSeek might respond with, "Certainly, would you like that with a salad or soup?" And then you can continue the conversation from there.
Well, that's great. That's a great way to get comfortable with everyday English conversations. And, it takes the pressure off and lets you practice at your own pace.
Exactly. And it goes beyond simple conversations. DeepSeek can also help you role play different situations like job interviews or giving presentations so you can feel more prepared for real world challenges.
Wow. This is starting to sound like a pretty comprehensive language learning tool. But I'm also wondering about the learning process itself. Does DeepSeek just throw information at you, or does it have a more structured approach?
Well, one of the things that sets DeepSeek apart is its personalized learning path.
Okay.
So when you first start using the tool, it asks you about your current English level, what your goals are and the areas you want to focus on.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It actually adapts to the individual learner.
Exactly. Based on your input, DeepSeek will create a customized learning plan with specific exercises and activities tailored to your needs. And as you progress, it tracks your performance and adjusts the plan accordingly.
That's a pretty sophisticated level of personalization, it sounds like. DeepSeek is taking the guesswork out of language learning and providing a much more targeted approach.
Exactly. And to keep you motivated, it incorporates gamification elements like points and badges and even leaderboards.
Oh, so it's not just about learning, it's about having fun while you learn.
Yeah.
I can definitely see the appeal of that. But let's be honest. Learning a language takes time and effort. How does DeepSeek help users stay on track and avoid getting discouraged?
Well, DeepSeek encourages you to set realistic goals, and then it provides tools to track your progress towards those goals so you can see how much your vocabulary has grown and how your grammar accuracy has improved and how your conversational fluency is developing.
So it's like having a personal progress report that helps you visualize your achievements and stay motivated, which is a great way to stay engaged with the learning process. But I'm also curious about the role of feedback. Does DeepSeek just tell you what you did wrong, or does it provide more constructive guidance?
DeepSeek's feedback is designed to be both informative and encouraging.
Okay.
So it not only points out errors, but also explains why they occurred and provides suggestions for improvement.
So it's not just about correcting mistakes. It's about helping you understand the underlying concepts and avoid making those mistakes in the future.
Precisely. And the feedback is personalized to your learning style and goals.
Oh, okay.
So if you're focusing on writing, for example, DeepSeek will provide detailed feedback on your sentence structure, your vocabulary choice, and your overall clarity.
It sounds like DeepSeek is really trying to go beyond the limitations of traditional language learning tools and provide a much more interactive and engaging experience.
Yeah.
But one question that often comes up with AI is the potential for bias. How does DeepSeek ensure that its feedback is fair and unbiased?
That's a great question. DeepSeek's algorithms are trained on a massive data set of text and speech from a diverse range of sources, and this helps to minimize bias and ensure that the feedback is based on objective linguistic principles.
Oh, that's reassuring to hear. It's important to know that the tool is providing fair and accurate feedback regardless of the learner's background or accent.
Absolutely. DeepSeek is designed to be a tool for everyone, and we're constantly working to improve its accuracy and inclusivity.
This has been a fascinating deep dive into DeepSeek so far. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground from the basic features to the more advanced capabilities like those personalized learning paths and conversational practice.
Yeah, it's clear that DeepSeek is pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI in language learning.
But there's still much more to explore. So after a quick break, we'll delve into some of the even more specialized features that DeepSeek offers and discuss its potential to truly revolutionize the way we learn English. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to our deep dive into DeepSeek. I'm excited to kind of explore some of its more specialized features that really cater to, different learning styles and goals.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that DeepSeek has a personalized learning path, but are there other ways that it kind of adapts to those individual needs?
Absolutely. Yeah, one size fits all definitely doesn't work in language learning.
Yeah.
Some people are visual learners, while others prefer audio or kinesthetic methods. And DeepSeek recognizes this and offers a variety of learning modalities to cater to those preferences.
Oh, okay. Can you give me some examples of these different modalities?
Sure. So for visual learners, DeepSeek provides, interactive diagrams and charts and even short animated videos to explain grammar concepts or to illustrate vocabulary usage.
Okay.
Auditory learners can benefit from the pronunciation analysis feature that we talked about earlier, as well as audio recordings of example sentences and dialogues.
Okay, and what about those who learn best by doing, they need to be kind of active in their learning?
Yeah, so DeepSeek offers a range of interactive exercises that go beyond just those multiple choice or fill in the blank questions.
Okay.
There are drag and drop activities and sentence building games and even virtual role playing scenarios that allow learners to actively apply their knowledge.
That sounds incredibly engaging. It's like turning language learning into a game.
Exactly. And DeepSeek takes gamification even further with its challenge mode. So learners can actually compete against themselves or others in timed quizzes and vocabulary drills, earning points and badges along the way.
Oh, that's a great way to add an element of fun and competition to the learning process. But what about learners who have specific areas they want to focus on, like idioms or phrasal verbs? Can DeepSeek help with that?
It certainly can. Yeah, DeepSeek offers these specialized modules that delve deeper into, these challenging aspects of English.
Okay.
And these modules provide in-depth explanations and numerous examples and targeted exercises to help learners master those nuances.
So if I'm really struggling with phrasal verbs, I can choose a module that's specifically designed to help me understand and use them correctly.
Precisely. And these modules are constantly being updated with new content and features based on user feedback and the latest linguistic research.
Wow, that's impressive. It sounds like DeepSeek is really trying to stay ahead of the curve and provide learners with the most comprehensive and up-to-date resources.
Yeah, and it's not just about breadth of content. DeepSeek also recognizes the importance of depth of understanding.
Okay.
So it goes beyond simply presenting information and actually encourages learners to think critically about the language.
How does it do that?
Well, for example, DeepSeek often poses open-ended questions that prompt learners to kind of reflect on their own language use and to consider different ways of expressing themselves.
Right.
It also encourages learners to compare and contrast different grammar structures or vocabulary items, which helps them to develop a more nuanced understanding of the language.
So it's not just about like memorizing rules and definitions. It's about developing a deeper appreciation for the complexities of English.
Exactly. And that deeper understanding is what ultimately leads to true fluency and confidence in using the language.
Yeah, I'm really starting to see the potential of DeepSeek as a truly transformative language learning tool.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about its limitations. Are there any areas where DeepSeek kind of falls short or aspects of language learning that still require like a human touch?
I mean, DeepSeek is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's important to remember that it's still just a tool, you know?
Right.
It can't replace the value of real-world interaction and the nuances that come with communicating with real people.
So while DeepSeek can provide excellent practice for conversations, it can't fully replicate the spontaneity and unpredictability of like real life interactions.
Exactly. And there are certain aspects of language learning, such as cultural understanding and nonverbal communication, that are difficult to convey through technology alone.
That makes sense. Language is more than just words and grammar. It's also about understanding the cultural context and the nonverbal cues that kind of shape our communication.
Precisely. And while DeepSeek can provide some insights into these areas, it's still essential for learners to engage with the language in real-world settings to fully grasp those nuances.
So DeepSeek should be seen as a complement to real-world language learning, not a replacement for it.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool that can accelerate the learning process and provide valuable support. But it's important to use it in conjunction with other learning methods and, real-world experiences.
This has been a really insightful discussion about DeepSeek's specialized features and its potential as a comprehensive language learning tool.
Hmm.
It's clear that DeepSeek is pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI in language learning.
Absolutely, yeah. It's an exciting time to be a language learner with all these innovative tools at our disposal.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the future of AI in language learning. Like, where do you see this technology going in the next few years?
I believe we're just scratching the surface of what AI can do for language learning. As technology continues to evolve, we can expect even more personalized, adaptive, and engaging learning experiences.
So DeepSeek is just the beginning. There's much more to come.
Definitely, we can anticipate, even more sophisticated feedback mechanisms and immersive virtual reality environments, and perhaps even AI-powered tutors that can interact with learners in real time, providing individualized guidance and support.
Wow, that sounds incredibly futuristic.
Yeah.
It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
It certainly is. And as these technologies continue to develop, it's important to remember that the goal is not to replace human interaction, but to enhance it.
Yeah, right.
AI can help us learn more efficiently and practice more effectively and gain a deeper understanding of language, but it's ultimately up to us to use these tools wisely and to embrace, the human element of communication.
That's a great point. AI can be a powerful ally in our language learning journey, but it's important to maintain a balance between technology and human connection.
Absolutely. Language is fundamentally a tool for human connection. And while AI can help us master the technical aspects of language, it's the human element that gives it meaning and purpose.
This has been a truly thought-provoking conversation about DeepSeek and the broader implications of AI in language learning. Before we wrap up, are there any final insights or takeaways you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that AI is no longer just this futuristic concept in language learning. It's here now, and it's incredibly powerful.
Right.
Tools like DeepSeek are really changing the game by offering these personalized, adaptive, and engaging experiences that can help anyone achieve their language goals.
Yeah, it's definitely been an eye-opener for me, to be honest. I started this deep dive a little bit skeptical, but I'm now convinced that AI has a huge role to play in the future of language learning.
And it's not about replacing textbooks or teachers or anything like that. It's about augmenting those traditional methods
Right.
and making learning more accessible, more engaging, and more effective for everyone.
Yeah. We've talked about so many different features and capabilities of DeepSeek, but for someone who's just starting out, what would you say are like the most compelling reasons to give it a try?
Well, I think first and foremost, that personalized learning path is a game changer.
Okay.
DeepSeek tailors the learning experience to your individual needs and goals, so you're not wasting time on content that's irrelevant to you.
So it's like having a custom designed curriculum that evolves as you progress.
Exactly. And The variety of learning modalities also caters to different learning styles.
Right.
So whether you're a visual learner, an auditory learner, or someone who learns best by doing DeepSeek has something to offer.
And let's not forget about that gamification aspect.
Yeah.
The points and badges and leaderboards can be really motivating, especially for those who thrive on competition.
Absolutely. And even if you're not competitive, that sense of accomplishment that comes with earning badges and progressing through the levels can be a great way to stay engaged with the learning process.
Yeah, we've also talked about the importance of feedback, and DeepSeek seems to go above and beyond in providing really detailed and constructive guidance.
Yeah, the feedback is not just about identifying errors.
Yeah.
It's about explaining the reasons behind those errors and suggesting ways to improve. It's like having a personal tutor who can pinpoint your weaknesses and provide that targeted advice.
And it's all delivered in a way that's both informative and encouraging, which can be really motivating for those learners who might be struggling with certain aspects of the language.
I think that's one of the key strengths of DeepSeek. It
Yeah.
creates this really supportive and non-judgmental environment where learners feel comfortable making mistakes and learning from them.
So it's not just about mastering the language. It's also about building confidence and developing a positive attitude towards learning.
Exactly. And that's ultimately what leads to fluency and success in using the language.
Well, this has been a truly fascinating deep dive into DeepSeek. I'm excited to see how this technology continues to evolve and shape the future of language learning.
It's a dynamic field, and I think we can expect to see even more innovative tools and approaches in the years to come. But one thing that will always remain constant is the human desire to connect with others through language.
And that's ultimately what makes language learning so rewarding.
Yeah.
It's not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about opening doors to new cultures, experiences, and relationships.
Well said, and I believe tools like DeepSeek can play a vital role in empowering people to break down language barriers and connect with the world around them.
I couldn't agree more so. If you're ready to embark on your own language learning adventure, I highly recommend giving DeepSeek a try. You might be surprised at what you can achieve. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI-powered language learning. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below.